Hi, we are happy to have this opportunity today to speak to you all. We will help you today understand the powerful sources of savings with good facility management. So our speakers. Just first to introduce myself, I'm head of digital services in Valuement and also in charge of partnerships in Valuement group. We have the chance also to have today Lisa Del Percio, responsible for regional sales for EMEA for ServiceChannel. And George, head of consulting for Valuement Eastern Europe. And a testimony from Mihai Spulberg, SVP operation from the retailer, the famous retailer Mega Image. So the agenda for today is first what we are doing, an introduction to introduce speakers, and also a couple of words about the partnership between Valuement and ServiceChannel. After that, Giorgio will present to you 5 key factors to reduce the costs in facility management. And we will let Mihai speak about his project and facility management. And at the end, a couple of minutes for you for your questions. So about Valuement, we are an international audit and consulting company specialized in the retail industry with activities in more than 20 countries. Mainly in Europe, including Russia, and also in the Middle East. For our core business, we use the combination of technology, audit, and consulting services in order to allow every type of company around the world to reduce their risk and maximize profits, mainly based on cost savings and process optimization. We are definitively a result-oriented company. So now about ServiceChannel, Lisa.
Thank you, Anthony. And as Anthony said, I'm responsible for ServiceChannel's international business. I've been working within this region for the past 6 years, and I have to say I've seen a great deal of change within the facility space, especially over these past 2 years, post-COVID. A little about my company. ServiceChannel is a SaaS technology hosted on Microsoft Azure. The company was founded in 1999, and we have the privilege today to be working with the most forward-thinking brands in the retail space. We proudly and humbly serve over 500 leading global multi-location companies, including 5 of the top 10 globally in terms of revenues. So Walmart, Amazon, Aldi, Deleuze, CVS, and Walgreens Boots Alliance. And we're helping these companies transform their facilities program to meet the evolving needs of the business. And especially post-COVID, we all know businesses are evolving at an incredible pace to meet the changing needs of their customers. These companies are relying on our technology to optimize costs, asset health, to guarantee that customer satisfaction is being met and compliancy across 600,000 global locations managed by our platform. And in fact, we're hearing from the industry that over the next 5 years alone, there will be more change within this vertical than the past 50 years combined. One of the main objectives that we're hearing is, how can I cut costs? How can machine learning be a part of my processes? And if you're looking at your facilities program, the biggest cost to you is directly associated with your third-party vendors. And a big part of ServiceChannel value within the technology is that we're providing is allowing you to gain necessary controls and visibility on your third-party suppliers, so that when you're approving an invoice, for example, you have the guarantee that you're paying for what you're getting and to your satisfaction. And in fact, today, over 90,000 third-party suppliers are using our platform to help support our mutual clients. And to give you an idea, we're capturing about 4.7 billion data points annually. And this data is what is empowering our clients to use machine learning and to make data-driven decisions and shift from a reactive to a proactive approach. And I'm really excited to be here with you today and to hear about Mega Image's journey on how they transformed and are transforming their facilities program using ServiceChannel. And thank you again for being with us this morning. So the collaboration between Valuement and ServiceChannel began a little over 2 years ago when we first combined our efforts to help meet our now mutual client objectives. We immediately realized that our businesses are very much aligned in terms of the value we're striving to help our clients achieve by understanding what are your current business issues, identifying what are the problems that are keeping you from meeting these objectives, and determining the best solutions, and then creating processes to fit within your business flows. You know, millions of euros are spent each year by facilities teams in large organizations similar to yourselves. And any way to help support these companies in optimizing their spend and even reducing spend is a perfect fit for us. And we're living in a digital transformation. We're actually living it today. Just last week, for example, we all read about Carrefour's digital investment strategy, for example, by 2026. And as it relates specifically to maintenance, large organizations throughout the region are realizing that Excel and ticketing systems are no longer adequate. And as you're adopting technology and centralizing your program and creating efficiencies, you're gaining more data and transparency that you've ever seen. For us, having a trusted partner such as Valuement who understands the overall business strategy and can answer that very important question, what is the specific company trying to achieve, can help not only support the successful rollout of our technology, but Valuement can also help make ServiceChannel data sharing with the CFOs, for example, much easier. And having said this, in June of this year, we officialized this partnership within the region to help transform facilities together. And today I'm quite grateful, proud, and humble to be a part of our first jointly hosted webinar.
Yeah. A couple of years before before to meet ServiceChannel, we discovered, speaking with our client, we discovered wrongly customers sometimes embed the facility management software platform in a bad and not optimized process. So when we made ServiceChannel, we decided to build our partnership by interconnecting software and process optimization. Finally, these partnerships allows to provide to our client a global and integrated service. Also, we have a complementarity of geographical presence. So finally, in conclusion about our partnership, I would say that our value propositions converge for optimization of management cost for retail. Now, Georgia, we let you speak about these famous 5 key success factors for facility management.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Lisa. Now, in the limited time that we have, we will try to uncover and highlight 5 key factors to reduce the cost in facility management. It worth mentioning that these are not all the levers that you have in order to drive down the cost for facility management, and we have not set any priorities for them. So this being said, we'll move to the first one for today, which is avoiding unnecessary intervention in terms of facility management. In order to have your service provider intervene and your technician be on site only when needed, you can improve these activities by having real-time troubleshoot on potential incident, which can reduce the cost of transportation, of labor, and of materials by having the store personnel already troubleshoot some incident with potential errors. These troubleshoots can avoid this cost by not raising tickets or incidents for issues such as the refrigerator is unplugged, so that's why it's not working. Also, identifying duplicate work orders, it's a need and it's a must to drive down the cost, because in this manner you can control what it is paid for the service provider. In a huge supermarket, when workforce is on site, you may have cases when different employees from different areas identify and report the same issue without knowing of their independent actions. In this case, you will have a supplier or two suppliers coming on site to solve the same issues that your team has raised. Another way to avoid unnecessary intervention is to avoid recalls by ensuring the services are delivered in line with your expectations and according to the specifications that you have for your suppliers. Additionally, in order to compensate and to avoid recalls, a validation process from your technical team must be obtained or should be obtained before leaving the technician go outside of their work. At the end, for this area, for this factor, keep in mind that increasing the preventive activity through technical audit of equipment and facilities will drive down cost by proactively identifying issues and acting cumulative on a certain environment to solve any potential issues. So this is for unnecessary intervention, and we'll move for the next factor, which is paying for what you get. Everybody says that this is challenging and it cannot be done, or it can be done with an increased cost of controlling. Controlling can be easily done if you think of controlling the labor, which is the most variable factor in services that relates to facility management. Not knowing when a service provider or a technician came to solve an issue, and not knowing when that technician actually solved the issue will drive your cost up in an interventions. So trying to control the time check in and check out for an intervention, it is very important, and you should pay only for that time and not more than what you have received. Aside this, for services and equipment under warranty, you must contact your warranty provider and not your easy to reach facility management provider. In most cases, due to easily findable service provider, store personnel or technicians in your facility management tend to call for an intervention without looking if that equipment or service it's under warranty at a different supplier. Finally, consider blocking payments for work orders which are partially completed or have defects or are in recalls, and repeatable errors appears after they've been solved. Could be also a factor for controlling what you are getting and not paying over the facility management services. Controlling items, meaning the sum of activities, spare parts, and transportation and labor cost, it is a must to drive down the overall cost of facility management. Most of the companies tend to control invoices and not control the items that are forming that invoice, because it may be labor intensive to control the hourly rate for transportation for men for labor, the time for transportation, or the kilometers for the transportation included into a service that was provided by FM providers. So overall, looking at these items will ensure that you are billed and you are invoiced only for what you have in the contract and what you established with the service provider. Additionally, setting up cost limits for intervention, specifically for activities which you know that have set up a contract baseline for them, will ensure that you will not be paid more than what you have to pay for a specific intervention. Additionally, controlling the extra work that needs to be done during a normal intervention due to external factors, it is important. It is an important lever to have the cost be reduced for facility management. Knowing when it's time to approve extra work and being knowledgeable about what is extra aside the information that was provided at the beginning is very important to present to your technical team. Assets are one of the biggest cost driver for facility management, and especially for food retail industry, as food needs to be maintained in proper condition before being sold to customers. Equipments have the tendency to be the ones that needs to be repaired and replaced over time. In order to know when it's time to replace an equipment, instead of keep repairing it over and over, you need to have a good understanding of how many intervention, how many intervention were on the equipment, how much was the cost of that equipment depreciated in time, and decide on spot if it is time to replace or repair. Overall, knowing this information will optimize your total cost of ownership with two levers: either to replace an existing equipment with a good, proper standing one, and the second lever is to know what type of equipment to acquire based on the historical data and on the information that you have across your network and service and stores. Last but not least, automating labor-intensive activities. It is the second, the last one on our agenda for today. Most of the FM activities now are coordinated, executed, and fulfilled over email, phones, papers, and pigeons in some cases. But now things have to change because as the technology has evolved, this facility management activities needs to go to the next level. So having the ability to automatic dispatch work order based on priorities of intervention and based on preferences of suppliers that can solve that issue, it is important to reduce the time spent by your facility management team to initiate your intervention, meaning a lower response time from service provider. Additionally, scheduling revision without the need of your facility management team to do manual and repetitive tasks each month to contact service providers to intervene and perform revision will bring you efficiency and will convert the time that they have optimized into value-added activities and benchmarking the new activities that they accommodate. Digital workflow across the facility management activities will also bring efficiency in your cost and will free up time for your employees. We are talking here about digital workflows for submission and validation of work orders, completion and tracking of time spent by service providers into an intervention, tracking and managing service level. We are also talking here about the workflows for approving and booking the invoices of facility management services. Overall, this is important when we are thinking of exploring and expanding new geographies and also increasing the number of locations as a retailer. Now, this being said, I would like to hand over the microphone to Mihai for the testimony of Mega Image in terms of improving and transforming the facility management across its network.
Hello, Georgial. Nice being here with you. I'm happy that I can join the event because facility management was and still is top of my list in my current role. Allow me first to introduce myself. I joined Mega Image in 2010 as CFO. At that time, we had 70 outlets, 70 stores, 70. Currently, we are operating more than 900 stores. And in the past 5 years, I was working, I had a lateral move, and I now in charge with operations and technical department. Operations in Mega Image means stores, means the network of stores, and also technical department, which is about investments, capex and opex. So facility management, once again, it's a top topic on my agenda. Having in mind my background as CFO, and numbers are very important and relevant, and retail is detail, so any number matter. But also in my current role as operation, as generating, selling, general and admin expenses for the company, for Mega Image. As I mentioned at the beginning, I joined Mega Image when we had 70 stores, and now we are more than 900. So in the past 10, 11 years, we opened tens to hundreds of stores per year. Starting from a very new network of stores, but then gradually over years, our store network becoming more and more relevant. Facility management became an important part of how we are solving the equation of cost control. Because the nightmare of any operator, of any CFO, but also as operation in my current role, the nightmare is to have fixed cost, to have sunk cost that are not linked to realities, to the way we are operating and evolving in a dynamic way. So expansion, but more than expansion, operating in various geographies, because if today 70% more or less of our operations are focused in Bucharest and Greater Bucharest, in the last years, we went out of Bucharest, in Romania, in selected cities, but we went outside of our core market, I would say, what was core until 5 years ago. So suddenly, we are not able to have a direct control and to keep a direct eye on the stores physically. We were in various geographies. So that facility management, once again, is playing a role. Then, various aging of the stores and layering, increasing costs and inflation, labor scarcity, the transfer of know-how, and that is specifically for Romania. In the last 10 years, we lost a lot of know-how in various fields, and facility management was one of those fields. So coming back to why we have an attention point on facility management, it was all about expansion and geographies. It was about increasing controls and having the comfort of the penny well spent, and also facing know-how and labor scarcity. Mega Image, as you all know, is part of a big corporation which is listed at the stock exchange. So in deciding a facility management tool solution, we went through all the normal steps in a process in deciding first a tool and then a supplier. The beauty of the way we are organized is that we have at country level a certain level of independence. So we went in that quest of choosing our solution quite independently. So we looked first at country level and we had direct contacts with various operators of facilities that already have tools, being gas station, being real estate operators, and we really approached them top to top and had informal, good technical discussions on the way they are operating their facility management and the way they are adapting to realities. And that was one approach. Then we also look inside our group also to see various solutions that we have in Europe and or across the ocean in our sisters companies in the United States. And so how and the range of solutions from the simplest one, the most complex one. We had our consultant from the very beginning, Valuement, that helped us having a systematic process in which we went through all the steps and we gradually made our decision to the point that ServiceChannel was coming more often with a frequency to our attention. And why ServiceChannel? Finally, because we tick most of the boxes, if not all, from our needs. And I'm coming to what we expected as benefits from the new tool, the new way of working in facility management with a new supplier. First, it was about efficiency in facility management and transparency, because of course cost reduction was top on the list. Increasing compliance, because geography once again and physical distance in our location was a reality already. We felt the need for a comfort in the way interventions were done in specific places. Compliance, being food operator, we are a very well regulated business in terms of food compliance. There are a lot of regulations, a lot of very strict rules. We as a company, we are certified on ISO, on food rules. So transparency and compliance are a key important role of a decision-making process. And I kept it as last but not least, proactiveness in business. The way through all this process, we interact with ServiceChannel through Valuement or directly on our needs, because that was crucial. We are a food retail. A food retail is treating the basic needs of our customers. Our EBIT, our value added as percentage of turnover is very small because we do not have any protected invention or license. So it is very important for us to find the right partners, proactive enough as to listen to our needs, as to bring their best experience, as to be willing to work with us and to engage in a journey that at the end will bring benefits for all parties. And because we passed all those steps and this process, I'm here now to testify that indeed decision, the way we build the process and the decision to work with ServiceChannel is a success. Thank you.
Thank you, Mihai. Very useful insight from your side. We know the operations, the big operations that you have in Romania, and we are glad that we have been near you to support you and continue to support your growth and expansion. Thank you, everybody. And now we will move to the Q&A session. If you have any things to ask to us, let us know. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. My pleasure. All the best.